Busy night, but there's always room for another.
Hello everyone, welcome to my first video. Today we will be playing Hearthstone and I will be explaining basically what this game is and simple strategies. So let's start off and go into play. Now this game, as you would probably guess, is a card game, as you can tell by open text. There is different play styles. You can play casual and ranked, and there is arena, which means you can play against other random people in which your deck is made for you rather than you making your own deck. It's pretty fun, but you have to pay real money to play in the arena, or you just have to go on a win streak when you start basically. It's not really a pay-to-win game, although a lot of people have argued it is. I have found it pretty easy to get cards myself. So if you basically play anywhere between 20 to 30 games, which sounds like it could be a lot, but it's not really. You could have most of the exotic cards for a given deck. So I'm going to play my mage, which is my main deck, and we'll start out with a casual game. The loading screen is pretty interesting. I am kind of disappointed, as you'll see. It seems like it's going to choose. It's kind of bring this thing down. Oh wow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks like it's going to choose. It could choose any one of those funny choices, but the choices were So
you asked for it.
If you go first, you only start out with 3 cards, while your other opponent starts out with 4. Plus they get a card that allows them to gain an extra mana crystal. Basically how you play the game is you have mana crystals right there, and these mana crystals allow you to play cards with the equivalent number. So see, I can't play any of these cards because none of them have 1. None of them play 1. So I can end my turn here. And for basic strategy, since I'm a mage, I go with magic cards. So see how it says spell damage. That means for my cards that deal magic damage, as you can see here, deal 3 damage to a character and freeze it. If I play this card, it will +1 that damage. One thing you have to do is always, if you don't have any other move, always use your hero power. Your hero power depends on which hero you have, which is your deck. My hero power is Fire Blast, which is deal 1 damage. It's basically useless unless the other player plays a card with a health hit point of 1.
Ready to ride!
Or so this guy, I'm going to use my Fire Blast to destroy his card. And a strategy of mine is always try to, especially if you're starting out first, since your other player starts out with more cards, you always kind of want to just play passive and reactive. And basically try to minimize the amount of cards in your player's hands. If you have more cards than your other player, your outlook is pretty good.
Charge forward!
Let's see. I'm going to drop the cards.
Job's done.
And if you're wondering what strategy should I use, there's different types of strategies. There's a lot of cards have, you know, I guess you could say like species. So like, if for minions, for instance, there's beasts, there's dragons, and I can't remember what the other one is, but there's a strategy where you play beasts only, and they +1, like +1 attack, +1 health, or they have like what I'm doing, which is +1 damage, and you want to have your cards basically contribute to one another. So I don't want to have beast cards because I'm running magic.
Don't mess
And
with Tusk.
if you're thinking, what do I do when I run out of magic damage cards to my deck when I'm creating my deck? What you want to do is basically just fill it up with cards that have taunt. Because, see what I'm doing here? My opponent basically has to attack and kill my character with taunt until he can attack my hero. I'm not doing very good this round, but alright, I'm going to put down a slow damage +1 and deal 2 damage to our characters. And my turn. So, you don't want to just fill your deck with random cards. If you can, fill it up with cards with taunt. See, like this guy, he's, let me see what strategy he uses, but see how my cards basically, they're all spell damage or taunt. Now, even though I have less health, I clearly have the advantage now because I have more cards to play. He has less, so hopefully I can pull back through and bring his HP down.
Get behind me.
You never want to waste mana crystals, basically. If you have to, use your hero power. And if you're playing this game is kind of interesting because everything's interactive. You can tell down here, so I can like entertain myself while someone's playing.
The gates are open.
This game is based off of Warcraft.
gates are open.
That's what you're thinking. You are right. You may think it's a nerdy game, which it is, but it's very fun to play, very addicting. I have some friends who, you know, they don't seem like people who would want to play video games at all. They don't play video games at all, but I said, hey, why don't you try this game out to play with me, you know, between classes. And they gave it a try, and they love it. And they're more addicted than I am actually now. So it's,
Master of magics. You know that candle.
Alright, and do not forget to attack with your units.
Farewell.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose not to attack him. That way I leave it up to my opponent to waste his move to attack my unit with taunt. Okay, so what he's probably going to do is he's probably going to use this unit, kill this guy, attack this guy, or that guy. Probably more. See, basically this guy is...
Job done.
He's screwed. He only has 2 cards. There's no way he can get back, honestly, basically.
What you looking at?
Unless he has really good cards, which...
Of magics.
See, now we're on the drums, and I have more cards that have been played, and I have more in my hand.
What you looking at?
It's a downhill ride from here. The reason why I didn't use that Fire Blast against this hero is because I want to minion control.
Vaporization commencing!
What you want?
Vaporization commencing! Where shall I strike?
You also have commands if you right click your hero.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, buddy. You're lost.
I wonder.
If I had a Fire Blast or magic card that dealt magic damage in my hand, it would be the base damage plus 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. So if I had a card that had 6 damage,